Great morning. I have a question here. Hello, Lady G. Thank you for the reading on runes. I am new to using a tarot deck. Could you give a quick overview of each of the 78 cards of the deck? Do you recommend using reversed? Okay, so what I say on this is, get your deck of cards and you go through and sit. What does this feel like for you? Now, what my interpretation of it is may be quite different from the feeling you get from it, okay? So you're the one that's reading the cards. So you have to build up your own interpretation of it as to what it means for you. It's like the King of Cups, for me, represents the Democrats, represents Biden, and the star card for me, here, for me, this is Biden, this is the Democrats, okay? And for other people, it can mean something totally different. For me, I'm looking for the other thing here real quick. Magician, people see it differently. For me, the magician can sometimes be smoke and mirrors. It can be using what's at your disposal. It can be trying to manipulate a situation. Because, again, for me, magicians are hocus pocus. It's full of tricks. It's full of, now you may not see it that way. You may see it as the ability to make a change to something. Just as the devil. Okay. For me, the devil, it's more about ego. It's about what you're chained to. It's about that type of thing. Now, you may see it again in a totally different light. A lot of people see the Two of Swords as needing to make a decision, okay? I see it many times as being blocked or not willing to take something in. So again, different people have totally different ideations about what these are. The star for most people means something of more enlightened, going to higher things. For me, the star card is 45, the narcissist, the card of the narcissist. I'm a star. I can get away with anything, okay? So depending on the reading too, for some readings, I might see this as something higher, reaching for the stars, something to do with that. This could be looking for deeper knowledge, or it could be something that's just totally hidden, okay? So again, I say it's better that you spend time with the cards and start reading them. I lay them out, like I said, if I'm looking at a crime show, a lot of times I will lay the cards out and see how it relates to the happenings of that. And then I can clue in better to using the cards for me, what works for me. So a lot of people will want to get the cards and get a book, but then you're reading somebody else's interpretation of it, okay? You may find that This is the standard go-to, Rider Waite. Now, using these, I go with a lot of the ideations about colors in it. Whereas not so with this deck. With this deck, although they're very similar, this is, I go just by the imagery. On these, I break it down. Like for me, the yellow is the mental realm. Okay, red is action, brown is grounding, green is more healthy ideations, blue is consciousness. Okay, it's more emotional level. Gray is more of the subconscious. Okay, so when I do these cards, I read them differently than I do with this deck. So you have to find the deck that speaks to you and then spend time with it and get your own interpretations. Okay? My interpretations may be 180 degrees away from somebody else. Like sometimes we'll do readings and somebody will come on, but that's a positive card. That means this and this and this. Well, they've read too many books. Okay? It's the same thing I say about Kundalini, and you've got all these people that write these books on what they've read, and they regurgitate it rather than coming from direct experience. Like if you read my book, Kundalini from Hell to Heaven, you'll see it's vastly different than what you're going to find on the shelves with Kundalini. They'll talk about, oh, this chakra is this color, that chakra is that color, you need to open your chakra. Well, no, that for me, the chakra system as an incident, each one of those is a level and layer of consciousness, a type of consciousness, okay? A type of energy, okay? So it's a totally different thing, and same thing with tarot. Now, tarot, it's something you focus on, it unlocks for you, and it's a way for you to communicate, okay? So the way I communicate and what symbols mean for me, again, might be something different for what they mean for you. So that's the best I can give you on it. You know, like you have this card. Now, this could be interpreted a lot of ways. Usually it's wanting to go to calmer waters. It could be just the mental. The swords are usually mental realm. It's the emotions, the overview of it as the subconscious. It's that movement, okay? One side we have the waves, we have the difficulties. The other side we have the smooth waters. Okay. You could look at this card and you could maybe be hit with the fact that she's kind of looking down. It's a feeling of angst, anxiety, difficulties. Okay. You could also see it, and maybe in some reading you would see that he's, taking them to a different area or different realm. Okay. Now, again, if I had this is surrounded by the mental realm. So this is mentally, and it's slow moving. You see the horse is taking its time. He's not charging forward. And looking, holding to the opportunity. Long time mentally deciding, okay, waiting, figuring out long-term options, etc. Okay, he's suited up, armored up. So there are a lot of different ways that you could read what is in here. Just like this. This is action. 3 is ready to move forward, taking action. Again, we see him clothed in red, which is action. Okay, his actions, kind of checkered. We could see here a little bit of checkered, looking across the ocean, looking out to future, could be future, could be waiting for something that's in the motion now. There are a lot of different things you could pick up from this. Okay? So again, you know, I can't go through the cards and give you, this card is this exact meaning. Never to be changed. It could be what hits you at the moment. This could be heart problems if you're reading on a health thing. It could be emotionally, mentally draining. It could be driven by the subconscious, okay? The mental realm stuck in the subconscious, okay? Surrounded by an emotional issue. There are a number of ways you could read this. So I hope that helps, and I hope it's not more confusing. Again, when you have the cards like this, this is Lena's deck. You may have a different feeling with some of the cards. Okay? So again, you have to find one that speaks to you, that you can connect with. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a standard. It's like, I do have the tarot cards of this deck, which are quirky and they're fun. And you might connect with something like this versus this. You know, again, there is no one singular right way or wrong way to read it. Like I said, sometimes we're reading and somebody will say, that's a positive card, but that means this. Well, maybe in their world that's what it means, but in my world, and I'm the one that's reading this reading, it doesn't mean that. Okay. So I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for your question. Hopefully this hasn't become more confusing, but I think it's such a personal thing, and it's based on your experiences in life as well. Because they are just a means of communication. It's like a medium. Many mediums get, like I will get sometimes feelings. When there's a connection, I can feel in my body what's going on with somebody else in their body, okay? Or you see symbols. A symbol may come in that you can interpret it. If you have a feeling and a symbol together, you interpret it. The same thing with the cards, okay? So be aware and open as you're doing your reading to maybe symbology that will come in. Maybe you'll have a quick vision. Maybe you'll have a quick impression. Maybe you'll have a quick feeling, okay? All of those things are can be relevant to doing tarot. So I'm going to leave this here, and thank you for your question. Hopefully this hasn't become more confusing.